Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some really interesting material here today. Notes about finding a body and this bullet point breakdown for what you're calling episode 6 of the investigation.
Yeah, it feels like we're jumping right into the thick of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our goal here is to kind of pull out the key moments from this breakdown, yeah. Give everyone a clear sense of what's happening and why it matters.
Sounds good. And your notes kick off with this quite visual scene. There's a man, very nondescript, just outside the building where the body was found, watching.
Just watching. No interaction.
None at all. He doesn't talk to anyone, doesn't seem to do anything. Then he leaves. And Gideon follows him.
Okay, straight away, that's unsettling, isn't it? This silent observer. Who is he? Why is he there?
Exactly. And Gideon clearly thinks the same thing. His gut tells him this isn't just some random guy. There's something off about him being there.
So he follows him.
And
And Gideon's instincts, they seem pretty spot on. He tails him through these back streets, and then he sees it. A silent exchange.
in exchange, like what? Cash. A sealed envelope. And just a nod between them. No words spoken at all.
Wow, okay. The silence there is
Yeah.
loud, you know.
It really is. It screams transaction.
Yeah.
A payment. It shifts the whole perspective, doesn't it? From maybe an isolated incident to something, well, something orchestrated.
Yeah, it implies someone paid for whatever happened. That definitely raises the stakes.
Considerably. It suggests a network, maybe a conspiracy, that Gideon now has to figure out it's not just about the body anymore.
Okay, so where does this guy, the one who got paid, where does he go? Does Gideon keep following?
He does. And this is where it gets really interesting. The man goes into a building, and this building, it's linked to Solomon Cross's real estate portfolio.
Solomon Cross. Now, for listeners just joining us on this, your notes paint him as a pretty influential figure, right?
That's the impression, yes. Significant influence. And this is the first actual tangible link between the events on the street and him.
So this is potentially huge. A direct line, maybe, to someone powerful enough with enough resources to orchestrate something like this.
It feels like a major turning point. The man vanishes inside, but Gideon now has a place, a solid lead, a new door, so to speak.
Even though, as your notes mention, Gideon seems hesitant about Cross.
That's a really key point, actually. His reluctance. He doesn't want to believe Solomon is involved, but the clues keep pointing that way.
Which must create a lot of internal conflict for him.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because the investigation might end up involving his own brother somehow.
Yeah.
It forces Gideon to really question his assumptions, maybe even his past.
It makes it personal. And there's this detail, you flagged the black coat. What's the significance there? Is it just what the guy was wearing?
Well, yes, but it seems to be more than that. It's almost symbolic. Well, a uniform for this unified silence, for the people protecting whatever the lie is.
A uniform of silence. That's a striking image.
It underlines the kind of systemic pushback Gideon's up against, and that quote you pulled out really hits home. You don't need a weapon to intimidate, just silence and a paycheck.
Silence and a paycheck. That's chilling. It suggests a different kind of power, doesn't it? Not just violence, but this quiet, paid-for obstruction.
Exactly.
It's insidious.
And this changes things for Gideon too, right? He started as the hunter, following the clues.
But now he might be the hunted. Your notes suggest a shift. He followed a man, maybe the wrong man, or maybe the right man who now reports back. They know he's watching.
So the hunter becomes the prey. The town itself almost feels like it's closing ranks against him.
Yeah, that's the feeling, which leads to those big questions you highlighted for us to think about. Can silence itself be a form of guilt?
And that other one. What do you do if the person you're trying to protect might actually be the one pulling the strings, orchestrating the lie?
Heavy questions. Really complex ethical ground for Gideon.
Definitely. And that lead he followed into the building linked across.
The breakdown ends on this note. Was it bait? Was that whole thing a setup?
A trap. So Gideon followed the breadcrumbs right into their line of sight. Potentially. The realization hits that he's probably being watched now. And the very end of this breakdown teases what's next, a confrontation with Solomon.
A direct confrontation.
And then some kind of big reveal involving Gideon's brother.
Wow. Okay, so the investigation just got a whole lot more dangerous for Gideon. He's exposed, possibly walking into a trap, and facing reveals about his own family. That's quite the cliffhanger.
It absolutely is. Leaves you wondering what that reveal could possibly be and how Gideon's going to handle facing Solomon directly. It's clear this is far from over.